Hey guys, Satya here. So in Selenium, there are many XPath Axis, right? So today we'll be discussing about two of them. One is following and another one is child. So these two, I mean, you might have seen, or generally you would see that most of them, or we use generally these two very frequently. And so today we'll see how to use them and what is the difference between these two. Okay. So first of all, you need to one thing you need to remember is following means it is in complete HTML DOM, but okay, it will check in complete HTML DOM, but from current node. From current node in the sense, let's take this example. Okay, yeah, I'll show you in the real example also in some browser. I mean in some website. Yeah, in browser. But let's take this example. It's HTML. Let's take this example. It has div and inside another div, inside another two divs are there. Then in this div another same level, another one we have a node that is span, and inside span we have one div, inside that another div. Okay, so that is how this structure is. Now let's understand. Let's say we will be writing, right? So to identify any element in the UI, or particularly in the HTML DOM, to find out any node, we will be writing some XPath. So let's say we wrote any XPath, let's say for this one. Okay, let's take this example. How will be writing this XPath? I want to go to this one. Okay, so div, right, where id equal to a3, right, id equal to a3, right. So whenever we write something, some XPath, it will identify this one. So that is nothing but our current node. Okay, now in complete HTML DOM, right, so let's say this is the complete one. Our current node is this one, right. Now what exactly this following will do? From this current node edge top down approach, then it will find out all the node whatever we are specifying here. Okay, so if we, how we are specifying, let's say following, and which node we want to identify. From this node, that is our current node, from this node, by using following, which node we need to find out, okay, so div, let's say div. Now what exactly this will identify? Which node in this HTML DOM? This is our current node, and now we are identifying following div. So it will go from here. Okay, it will go here, top down approach. Okay, you can just remember this top down approach. This is what my current node. From here, this is the top. From it will go down one by one in this DOM, and it will identify all the div. Okay, because you are just mentioning a div, we are not mentioning any condition here. So it will go here, this div will identify, right. Then this is ending, then again it will go here span, it won't identify the span. Then it will identify this div, then it will identify this div. Okay, so everything from here, it will identify all the div whichever coming in this way. Okay, but how does child work, right? So child is nothing but all child nodes of current node, right? If you see here in this same example, right, okay, now in the same example, this is my current node. Okay, div id equal to a3. Now in this, what I'm trying to find out, double slash child of div. Now what it is saying is all the child nodes of current node. This is my current node, and inside, right, in the in so if you see here, this is the child node where id equal to a2 is the child node of this div where id equal to a1. So it is like parent child approach, parent child, okay, relation. So this is the parent of this div, right. This is the child of this div, Okay, so similarly all the child nodes. So for this div, whatever you wrote here, this div, there is no child div inside, there is no div here, right? So what we will be doing here is, let's take this a1. Okay, a1. Now my current node is this one. Okay, now this is the a1. Now what I am trying to identify is child of div. Okay, now for this node, is there any child with div? Yes, this one, so it will identify this one. Is there any other child? Yes, right, so it will identify this one, right? There is no other child, so it will identify only two child here, and it won't go here because these are not child of this div id equal to a1, right? So that is the difference. So here the child means it will just one node, and under that node recursively it will go and check which and all nodes are present as a child for that current node. But the when you mention following, then it will go ahead and then check in the complete HTML DOM after, from that current node. Okay, so before the current node, whatever the div are present, right, that it won't be considering. It will consider only the nodes which are present after the current node. Okay, so now we'll see as an example is the same thing. We'll see similar stuff. So this is one site, and yeah, I just created this XPath. So what you will see here is okay, let me just yeah, if you see here, okay, this is the div. This is the complete div. This is the div. Okay, I just identified here. Now if you see here in this div, one header is there, one div, one footer. Okay, now if you see here, inside header I have few divs, right? This one first child, then again the what do you call this, grandchild, right? Child of child, another one is child of child of child. So these are all there here. So similarly, if you open this div, here also we have many divs, and if you open this footer, here also we have many divs, right? So now what we'll do is, we'll go to any of the first div here. Okay, we'll go here, div class equal to block container. Okay, content class, what is that? We need to go here, block container. Okay, okay, so leave this header. So we came here. Okay, if you see here, we came here. Okay, now if we want to use following, so let's first use child. Okay, so when you use child, because we are here, right? When you use child and child of div, see here, this div is there, right, under footer, but it won't consider that one. It will just consider all the div present inside this div, current div. Okay, it will identify this one, this one. So let's see this, how to write here, child of div, right? So first one, it came here. Now if you see here, it is identifying 20, around 20, right? It will go recursively inside each child, and it will try to identify all the div, but it will try to identify all the div inside this one. This is our current current div, right? Current node. See, it is trying, okay, it is trying to identify all the div, right? So you can see here the count 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So this is the 20 it reached. Now if you see here, this is the 20 it reached. Now this footer it didn't go, right? Now again if you enter, it will go to the first one, right? We had here footer, it didn't go here. Now if you enter here, it came here again. This is our current node, block content, right? Now, so yeah, we saw here. So it is identifying 20, right? Now the same thing if you do here following, okay? How many it is identifying? It is 27 because in this current node we have around 20 and inside footer we have around 7. So in the total it is identifying 27. So if you want to see here, this is our current node block container and it is identifying 1, 2, right? So let's go till 20. Okay, sorry, just a minute. Yeah. So it identified here. Let's say if you see here, it came here at the end of this child of what do you call the end child of the current node. Okay. Now it will go to another. So what does that mean? We are seeing here it will check complete HTML DOM as top down approach after current node. Okay, so you come here, now it will go to the footer section. I mean in footer div it will go, right? And this div again the same approach it will apply because this div, all the divs are present after our current node in the HTML DOM, right? It is identified 27. It identified and this is the end div of footer. After that in the HTML DOM there is no other div, so that is the end one in the complete HTML DOM. Then it will go to the next one. So this is the first one. So that is how, in case you want to, I mean you're building any XPath, I mean generally when you're building XPath that should be generic, right? And of course we need to be that should be a reliable one, so in the long run. So that is how it will help. And yeah, you can get many advantages by using this child and following. And yeah, so another question I can I mean you can try of your own. So whenever you try this, right, following your child, you can try this as well. 1/single/child and double/child. Similarly, single/ following, double/following. Okay, this there are few difference here. You can try this. Okay, so that is a kind of homework for you. So you can try this and get to know like how these are different and where you can use in what scenario. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.